My favorite number, my favorite mega number, is 1,048,576. That is 2 to the 20th power. And there are a couple of reasons why I like this number. For one, if you're playing 20 questions with someone, that is the number of objects that someone could be choosing from where you could still win the game 20 questions. So let's say you start with 1,048,576 objects in your mind and you choose one of them, and someone says they want to play 20 questions and they say, let's say, is this object a living thing or not? Okay, and let's say half of the possibilities then fall away because it is indeed a living thing. Okay, so now you only have about 500,000, 24,288 or whatever it would be, possibilities. And then they ask another question, is it an insect or not? And you give them the answer. Let's say it is an insect, and now you're down to 250,000 possibilities. And at the end of your 20 questions, you will have whittled it down to exactly one remaining object. Another reason why 2 to the 20 I like as a number is because it's a good sort of landmark for remembering power. So if you're dealing with something with computer science, something with bits and bytes, maybe with exponential functions, 2 to the something is a good thing to have in your brain. For example, 2 to the 10th would be 1,024. 2 to the 20th, again, 1,048,576. As it turns out, 2 to the 30th is somewhat bigger than a billion. 2 to the 40th is somewhat bigger than a trillion. And it turns out this is a pretty nice pattern. 2 to the 0th, for example, is the first power of 2 that is greater than or equal to 1. 2 to the 10, so to the 10th power, is the first power of 2 that is greater than or equal to 1,000. 2 to the 20th is the first power of 2 that is greater than or equal to 1,000,000, 2 to the 30th, 2 to the 40th, etc. At some point, the pattern will break down, but that's another interesting question, when exactly it would break down. So that's a good landmark to have. 2 to the 20th is the first power of 2 that's greater than 1,000,000. And the third thing that I really like about this number, I'll show you here on my computer, is that if you look at a computer keyboard, it's a nice pattern. You start over here, you jump over here, you jump over here, over here, over here, over here, and over here. So it goes like this. Dum, 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 dum. You are jumping back and forth from the 1 all the way up to the 0, and then down to the 4, and then up to the 8, and then down to the 5, and then up to the 7, and then down to the 6. So if you look at the even number, so the second number, the fourth number, and the sixth number, that would be a 0, and then an 8, and then a 7. So the 0 is way over here on your computer keyboard, and then the 8 goes down, and the 7 goes down again. And if you look at the odd numbers, you have the first number, the third, the fifth, and the 7th. You have 1, 4, 5, and 6, right? So they're always getting bigger and bigger. None of the digits are repeated, and the odds go this way and the evens go this way, depending on where you're standing, of course. So 2 to the 20th power, 1,048,576, my MegaFave number.